Okay, we will now look into the second problem. So the second problem is the sum of two-digit numbers and the number obtained by reversing the digits is 66. If the digits of the number differ by 2, find the number. Okay. So he is saying two-digit number. So can I say there are two digits, right? So x I will say in the ones place and y I will say in the tens place. Okay. So this is a two-digit number yx. It can be 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. So yx. Now what is given is the sum of the two-digit number and the number obtained by reversing it. Okay. So can I write the two-digit number? Can I write the two-digit number as 10y plus x, right? Let's say 43. So I can write 43 as 4 into 10, that is 40. That is a 10 place, right? Plus 3, 43, right? So the two-digit number I can write like this, and what he is saying is the reverse of two-digit number. The reverse of two-digit number. Okay, so the reverse of number then becomes x into y, right? So this is yx and the reverse of the number becomes xy. So I can write this as 10x plus y. And what the statement is given is the sum of these two, the two-digit number plus the number obtained by reversing the number is 66. That means given the sum of this plus this. So that is 10y plus x, that's the two-digit number, plus the number obtained by reversing this, that is 10x plus y, that is 66. Okay. Now let's solve the problem. Solve the equation, sorry. So 10y plus x plus 10y plus y. So it's 11x plus 11y equal to 66. That becomes x plus y equal to 66. So this is equation number 1. And the other statement given is if the digits of the number differ by 2, that means, and also given the digits differ by 2, that means x minus y equal to 2. So this is equation 2. So if we solve this, okay, by solving 1, 2 using elimination method. Okay. So you already have x plus y equal to 66. Sorry. This is 11, right? So I divided this equation with 6. So 11x plus 11y equal to 66. That becomes 6. So x plus y becomes 6 and x minus y becomes 2. So here we can directly do a sum. So 2x becomes 8. So x becomes 4. If x is 4, from equation 1, x plus y equal to 6, then y becomes 2. Right? So x is 4 and y is 2. That means the number is, the number is 24, right? Yeah. So number is yx, that is 2, 4, 24. So do just verify 24 plus reversing it 42, 66, right? Okay. So the number is 24 and 42. The number is 24, or it can be 42 also. If we get a value of x as 4 and y as 2, then it is 24. If we take it the other way, then it becomes 42. Okay. So there are two solutions for that. So x can be either 24 or 42. Okay. Good. So that's problem number 2. So let's get into problem number 3. So problem number 3 is a quick one. So the larger of two supplementary angles exceed the smaller by 18 degrees. Find the angles. Okay. Here you need to know a bit of geometry. So let's say there are two angles, x and y. Okay. X degrees and y degrees. So when we are called it as supplementary angles, okay, for supplementary means x plus y equal to 180 degrees. Let's say there are 2 degrees x and y, then the sum of the angles is 1 degree, then we call it as supplementary. And there is another thing, there is a complementary angles also. So when we call the angles as complementary is when the sum is equal to 90 degrees. Okay, remember this. So supplementary angles, the sum should be 180 degrees, and for complementary angles, the sum should be 90 degrees. Now in the given problem, the larger of two supplementary angles, that means x plus y is 180. The larger of two supplementary angles exceeds the smaller by 80 degrees. Let's say x is the larger angle and y is the smaller angle. Let x larger and y smaller. Okay, and what is given is the larger of the two supplementary angles exceeds the smaller by 80. So smaller, so x becomes smaller is y plus 80 is what it is given. Okay, that's the statement number 2. So we have two equations. This is number 1. Supplementary angles means x plus y is 180. So x plus y equal to 180. This is equation 1. And this is equation 2. This I can also write it as x minus y equal to 18. So if you solve this, so this becomes 2x, 2x becomes 208, right? Sorry, 198. 2x becomes 198. That means x is 89 degrees. Is that true? Sorry. 2 9s 80, 2 9s 18. So x is 99 degrees. Then what is y? So y is 18 degrees less than that, right? So y becomes 99 minus 18. So 99 minus 18 is 79, 81. Okay. So x is 99 degrees and y is 81 degrees. Let's verify the answer also from your exercise 4.2. Right, so exercise exercise 4.2 and our problem is third. Yeah, angles are 99 degrees and 81 degrees. Okay. Right. So this is problem number 2 and 3. Okay, just remember supplementary means the angles, the sum of the angles should be 180. If they say complementary, then it is 90 degrees. Okay. Right. Now let's get into the other problems. See here, what you need to remember all the time is getting the equation. Getting the equation correct is very key. Okay. If you write the equation correct, then your answer will be correct. If you write the equation wrong, that means you are going to get a different answer, which is entirely wrong. Okay. So focus more on translating the descriptive problem into the equations. Okay. Now let's look at problem number 4. So problem number 4, pay attention. The taxi charges in Hyderabad are fixed along with the charge for the distance covered. For a distance of 10 km, the charge paid is 220 rupees. For a journey of 15 km, the charge paid is 310 rupees. Now you need to find what are the fixed charges and charge per kilometer. How much does the second one? How much does a person have to pay for traveling a distance of 25 kilometers? Okay. So in Hyderabad, generally what happens is there will be a fixed charge. Okay. For any journey, there will be a fixed charge plus the number of kilometers into charge per kilometer. Okay. Let's say the fixed charge is 50 rupees. Okay. 50 rupees plus you have traveled 10 kilometers and for each kilometer it is 20 rupees. Okay, so 10 into 20 is 200 plus 50. So total charge will be 250. That is what it is given. Okay, so here what are the variables? So the variables we need to identify is one is fixed charge. That's one variable. Plus, the other variable is charge per kilometer. Okay. charge per kilometer. Let x be the fixed charge and y be the charge per kilometer. Okay, from the first statement, for a distance covered, so for a distance covered 10 kilometers, given for 10 kilometers, the charge paid is 220 rupees. Okay, that's what it is given, 220 rupees. So from this, so generally for 10 kilometers, what is the charge? 10 into y. Okay, per kilometer it is y rupees. So 10 into y is the total charge for this one plus x. So it becomes x plus 10 into y, that is 220. So this is equation 1. Okay, this is key. There will be a fixed charge for any journey. Fixed charge plus the number of kilometers into charge per kilometer. Okay. Similarly, the other statement is for a journey of 15 kilometers, the charge paid is 310. And also given for 15 kilometers, charge paid is, how much it is? 310 rupees. Okay, 310 rupees. Now, similarly, what happens? The other equation, x plus 15y. Okay, 310. So this is equation number 2. Now if you solve this, you will get the answer. Okay, let's solve. So x plus 10y equal to 220 and then x plus 15y equal to 310. Because there are other problems as well. So I'll subtract it. This becomes minus, minus, minus. So this goes off. So 10y minus 15y becomes minus 5y. Then 220 minus 310. 220 minus 310 becomes minus 90. Right? Is that true? Minus 90, yes. So minus minus gets cancelled. So y becomes 90 by 5. So 18. Right? So y is what? 18 rupees. So y is what? Charge per kilometer. So charge per kilometer is 18 rupees. Now substitute in any of the equation, and by substituting in equation 1, you will get the x value. X plus 10y equal to 220, and then x plus 10 into 18 is 180, that becomes 220. So x becomes 220 minus 180, that is 40. So the fixed charge x is 40 rupees and charge per kilometer is 18 rupees. So that is your first, that's your first problem. So the fixed charge is 40 rupees and the variable charge, that is charge per kilometer is 18 rupees. Now the second problem in that, how much does a person have to pay for traveling a distance of 25 kilometers? Okay. So now the second problem in that is charge for 25 kilometers. This is what you need to find out. So charge for 25 kilometers equal to x plus 25y, right? So x is the fixed charge that will come for any journey plus 25 kilometers into charge per kilometer. So what is x? X is 40 plus 25 into 18. Okay. So this becomes 40 plus 25 into 18, 25 8s, 200, 25 ones, 25. 25 plus 20 is 45. So 45 plus 450 plus this is 490. So for 25 kilometers, the answer is 490 rupees. Okay, let's verify your answers as well. Right. Okay. So the fixed charge is 40 rupees, charge per kilometer is 18 rupees, and the answer for second problem is 490. Okay. Done. So this is the fourth problem. This is important problem. Okay. Because it has a very good description. So you need to translate that into an equation and then solve. Okay. This is very important problem. So that's why I have solved it. So it can be a candidate for your board exam. Okay. So be careful. And if you don't understand, let's revise this video. You can understand better, or you can put the question to your maths teacher. Okay. Next problem, the fifth problem. So let's read the problem. The fifth problem is a fraction becomes 4 by 5 if 1 is added to both the numerator and denominator. Okay. So he's saying a fraction is there. Let's say that fraction is x by y, if 1 is added to both the numerator and denominator, that is becoming 4 by 5. Okay? And there is other statement when, if however 5 is subtracted from both the numerator and denominator, the fraction becomes 1 by 2. And what is that fraction? So this is simple. I think you can solve it. So let me just get to the equation level and then you can solve it. So he is saying there is a fraction. Let's assume the fraction is x by y. The numerator is x and denominator is y. By adding 1 to both the numerator and denominator, the fraction is becoming 4 by 5. This is equation 1. This is this statement 1 is given, right? And similarly, when 5 is subtracted, so x minus 5 by y minus 5, it is becoming 1 by 2. So, two equations again, right? So, 1 is added to both numerator and denominator, the fraction is becoming 4 by 5, and 5 is deducted from both the numerator and denominator, the fraction is becoming 1 by 2. Now, let's solve this. So, this is a simple way of solving it. So, let's do the cross multiply. So, this becomes 5 times of x plus 1 and this becomes 4 times of y plus 1. So, if you expand 5x plus 5 equal to 4y plus 4. Let's take the x and y one side and the constants one side. So, equal to 4 minus 5 is minus 1. Okay? 5x minus 4y equal to minus 1 is your equation 1. Now, this one. So, cross multiply. So, 2 times of x minus 5 equal to 1 times of y minus 5. So, 2x minus 10 equal to y minus 5. So, take the x and y one side. So, 2x minus y equal to minus 5 plus 10. So, that becomes 5. This is your equation 2. If you solve this, you will get the answer. So, I will quickly tell you what could be the answer. You need to multiply this with 4 times, right? Okay. So, for equating this, you need to multiply with 4 times. Okay. So, this becomes 8x, this becomes 4y, and this becomes 20. Right? So, okay, let's solve it quickly. So, this you multiply with 4 times. So, 5x minus 4y, it becomes 1. And then this becomes 8x, multiply with 4, minus 4y equal to 4y is 20. Subtract minus plus minus. Okay, this is minus 1, right? Sorry. Okay. Now, this becomes minus 3x, this gets cancelled, so this becomes minus 21. So, x will minus minus cancel, so x becomes 21 by 3, that is 7. X is 7. So, substitute in any of the equation. Let's substitute in the equation 1. So, 5 into 7. 5 into 7 is 35, minus 4y equal to minus 1. So, 4y, if we send that side, 35 plus 1 becomes 36. Then y becomes 36 by 4, that is 9. So, x is 7 and y is 9. That means the fraction is 7 by 9. You can verify the answer. Add 1. So, this becomes 8 by 10. 8 by 10 is 4 by 5. Subtract minus 5, 7 minus 5, 2, 9 minus 5, 4. 2 by 4 is 1 by 2. Okay? So, you can verify it. So, that's your problem number 5. So, hope this is clear. Okay? So, simple problem. Okay? Right. Fine. So, now let's get into problem number 6. This is again important problem. Okay? So, pay attention and listen carefully. So, the problem number 6 is places A and B are 100 km apart on a highway. So, it is saying there are two places A and B which are 100 kilometers apart on a highway. Okay? Let's say Hyderabad to Kurnool. So, one place is Hyderabad, the other place is Kurnool, and the distance is 100 kilometers on a highway. And now, one car starts at A. Okay? There is a car which is starting at A. Okay? Let's say the car is starting at A. And another from B at the same time at different speeds. Okay? Here you need to have a bit understanding on the physics as well. So two cars, A and B. One car is starting at point A and the other car is starting at point B. Okay, with the different speeds at the same time. If the car travels in the same direction, okay, that means if they travel in the same direction, if the car travels in the same direction, they met in 5 hours. Okay, they are traveling with different speeds, but starting at the same time. If they travel in the same direction, they both the cars meet in 5 hours. If they travel towards each other, they can meet in 1 hour. Okay, the same direction, 5 hours. Opposite directions, they can meet in 1 hour. Okay, they can meet in 1 hour. What are the speeds of the two cars? Okay, here straight away, the variables. Variable is speed. Everything else is the same. So the speed of the car A is x. Okay, let x be the speed of the car starting at A. That is x kilometers per hour. Let's consider hours because the time is given in hours. And similarly, let y be the speed of the car starting at point B. That is y kilometers per hour. Okay, kph. Now, the equations. We need to get to the equation. If the cars travel in the same direction, they will meet in 5 hours. If they travel in the opposite direction, they will meet in 1 hour. So 5 hours how much this will travel and 5 hours how much this travel, both if we equate it, that's your equation 1. Okay, in the second case, 1 hour how much this travel and 1 hour how much this car travels, both should be 100. Okay, so let's say this car B is traveling further. Okay, let's say this is at a point, let's assume C. Okay, so then what is our distance formula? Okay, speed. Okay, speed is distance by time, right? So we know from physics, speed equal to distance by time. Okay, so if you need distance, you need to multiply with speed into time, right? So distance equal to speed into time. So if I need the distance covered by car A in 5 hours, okay, let's say car A distance in 5 hours. So what it will become? 5x, right? It will become 5x. And what is car B distance in 5 hours? It is 5y. So car B distance is 5y and car A distance is from here to here, that is 5x. Okay, from this diagram, car A is covering a larger distance than car B, and what is the distance is, car A is covering 5x, that 5x equal to 100 plus 5y. Is that true? So that's your first statement. Okay, so the first statement is 5x equal to 100 plus 5y. So car A, if car A needs to meet car B, car A has to travel 100 kilometers plus whatever the distance that car B travels. Okay, so what is car A travel, the distance that car A can travel in 5 hours is 5x, because its speed is x kilometer per hour. And the distance that car B travels is y kilometer per hour. With a speed of y kilometer per hour, it can travel 5y distance. Okay, so the car A has to travel 5x, that's the total distance, must be equal to 100 plus 5y. Okay, so that's your first equation. So 5x equal to 100 plus 5y. If you simplify this, 5x minus 5y equal to 100, or you cancel it with 5, then x minus y becomes 20. So that is your equation 1. Okay, and the other statement he has given is, if they travel in the opposite direction. Okay, so car A is traveling in this direction and car B travels in the opposite direction, then they will meet in 1 hour. So in 1 hour, so what is the distance that car A car A distance in 1 hour is x, x into 1. Similarly, car B distance in 1 hour equal to y. Okay, so this is 100 kilometers, right? If this travels x and this car should travel 100 minus x, right? So if let's say this car is traveling x and this is traveling y, then x plus y is 100 or x equal to or y equal to 100 minus x. So the second equation becomes x plus y equal to 100. This is your equation 2. So x minus y equal to 20 and x plus y equal to 100. So if you solve these two equations, so x minus y is 20 and x plus y equal to 100. Just sum it. Okay. So y gets cancelled. This is 2x becomes 120 and x becomes 60. So what is x? Kilometers per hour. So x is the speed of the car A. And similarly, what is y? So x minus y equal to 20. So 60 minus y equal to 20 and y becomes 40 km per hour. That is the distance of, that is the speed of car B. So this is very important problem. Some description that you need to understand and you need to write. So there are two places A and B which are 100 meters distance on a highway, and there are two cars at point A and B which are starting which are traveling at the same time, from A and B. They are traveling in the same direction. Both the cars will meet in 5 hours, and if they travel in the opposite direction, those cars will meet in 1 hour. Okay, so we know speed is distance by time. So distance you can get by multiplying speed into time. So I am assuming x is the speed of the car A and b is the speed of car B. Okay, y is the speed of car B. Then in 5 hours, how much distance the car A covers is 5x and car B covers 5y, and in 1 hour it covers x and y. But the statements given is if they travel in both the direction, let's say they are meeting at point C, if they are traveling in the same direction, then the total distance traveled by A becomes 5x and total distance traveled by car B becomes 5y. So 5x must be equal to 100 plus 5y because the car A has to cover more distance. So that is 100 plus 5y. So that is your first equation. So 5x equal to 100 plus 5y. If you simplify that, that is x minus y equal to 20. And similarly, if they travel in the opposite direction, that is x plus y equal to 100. It's in 1 hour, right? So the distance is x into 1 is x, y into 1 is y. So x plus 1 should be 100 kilometers. So if you solve this, then you get the car A speed is 60 km per hour and car B speed is 40 km per hour. Okay, so this is important problem. Okay, so this you have learned in your physics. Okay, speed equal to distance per time. So the distance you will get by multiplying speed with time. Okay, right. So now there is another simple problem. This you can do as a homework. So let me quickly write to the equation level and then you can take it further. So that's problem number 7. So what does problem 7 says is two angles are complementary. We did like the similar problem up here, right? So two angles are complementary. Earlier we did they are supplementary. Supplementary is x plus y equal to 180. Now they are complementary. Complementary is 90 degrees. So problem number 7. Two angles are complementary. That means x plus y equal to 90 degrees. And there is some other description here. The larger angle is 3 degrees less than twice the, okay, let's say x is larger angle and y is a smaller angle. Okay, now what is given is the larger angle is 3 degrees less than twice the measure of the smaller angle. Twice the smaller angle minus 3 is what is x is given. So x equal to 3 degrees less than twice the smaller angle. So 2 times of y minus 3, right? So x minus 2y becomes minus 3. This is your equation 2 and this is your equation 1. So if you solve this, you will get the answer. Okay? Or we can quickly do that. So x plus y equal to 90 and x minus 2y equal to minus 3. Subtract minus plus plus. So this gets cancelled. So y plus 2y becomes 3y that equal to 90 plus 3 is 93. So y becomes 93 by 3, that is 31 degrees. Okay, if y is 31 degrees, then x plus y equal to 90. So x equal to 90 minus 31, that means 59 degrees. Okay, so your larger angle is 59 degrees and your smaller angle is 31 degrees. So that is your problem number 7. Okay, now let's look into the problem number 8. Okay, so this is also problem number 8 is also simple one. Problem number 9 and 10 are bit important. Okay, again, so that we will keep. So problem 8. An algebra textbook has a total of 1382 pages. Okay. It is broken into two parts. The second part of the book has 64 pages more than the first part. How many pages are in each part? So a book is there. A book is broken into two parts. Let's say the broken parts are x and y. A book is broken into two parts, x and y, and the total pages in the book are let's say x pages are in part 1 and y pages are in part 2. The total pages, that is x plus y, is given, that is 1382. Total pages in the book is 1382 and that is broken into two parts. Let's say x pages in part 1 and y pages in part 2. The second part of the book has 64 pages more than the first part. That means the second equation is second part, that is y, is having 64 pages more than the first part. That means x plus 64, right? So this becomes, so x plus y equal to 1382, that's your equation 1 and this is your equation 2. You can solve using the substitution method also, okay, or you can solve using the elimination method. I will use substitution method in this case. X plus, in place of y I will use x plus 64 equal to 1382. So 2x plus 64 becomes 1382 and 2x becomes 1382 minus 64. 1382 minus 64 becomes 1318, that is 2x. So x becomes 1318 by 2, 6 to 6 12 to 5 10. So 659 pages is what x is having. Then y is having x plus 64. So 659 plus 64. So whatever you get. Okay. So 659 plus 60, 670. 670 plus 60 is 730. So 731 pages you will have. Okay. So that is the answer for the 8th. So let's verify the answer. So your exercise 4.2, 659 and 723. Okay, so I think I got this addition wrong. 659 plus 64. Yeah, 23 correct. Okay, this is 723. So you have 723 pages. Okay, so that's your problem number 8. Let's get into problem number 9. This is important. A chemist has two solutions. Okay, a chemist has two solutions of hydraulic acid in stock. So a chemist is who sells the acids or bases, whatever. Some organic solutions, whoever sells, they are called as a chemist. The one who sells the pharmaceuticals are called as they are chemists actually. Okay, fine. So a chemist has two solutions. This is problem number 9. Of a hydraulic acid in stock. One is 50% solution and the other is 80% solution. Okay, there are two solutions, x and y, which has 50% concentration and this has 80% concentration. Okay, and the y solution has 80% concentration. How much of each should be used to obtain 100 ml of a 68% solution? So there are two concentrations, x and y. So x is 50% concentrated and y is 80% concentrated. Now they need a 100 ml solution whose concentration is 68%. So the first equation becomes x plus y equal to 100. So first I need to get 100 ml solution, right? So I am mixing the x ml of, okay, I am mixing x ml of this and y ml of this, and I need to get 100 ml. Okay, and now the other equation is very important. Okay, so we need to get 68% of the solution from this 50% concentration and 80% concentration. So we are mixing 50% of x plus 80%, 50% of x plus 80% of y to get 68% of 68% of the solution. Okay, so can I write this 50% of x, can I write 50 by 100 into x plus 80 by 100 into y, that is coming as 68 by 100. Okay, so all these hundreds goes away, then it becomes 50x plus 80y equal to 68. Okay, if you have any common division, you can do that, or you can directly solve these two equations. Okay, so this becomes your equation number 2. Okay, to solve these equations, so you equate any of these things. So I will multiply this with 50. Okay, so that becomes, the first equation becomes, if I multiply with 50, then 50x plus 50y equal to 50 into 100 is 5000. And this becomes 50x plus 80y, that becomes 68. What is this? Is this true? Okay, first let's resolve it and we will see. I think I got this as the equations are long, I guess. Okay, let me quickly check. Okay, so okay, once again quickly validate this. So 50x plus 80y equal to 50% of x. 50% of x means, okay, it has a concentration of 50%, right? Okay, so 50% of x. So x plus y is 100 ml, right? So 50% of x I am adding and 80% of y I am adding. So 50x plus 80y is 68. So 50x plus 50y equal to 5000, and okay, right. I think this should be 68% of 100 ml I am getting, right? Yeah, I am getting 100 ml. So this becomes 6800 basically. So I am mixing 50% of x and mixing 80% of y. That is coming 68% of 100 ml of the liquid, right? So that becomes 6800. Okay, so that's where it is confusing. Okay. So that becomes 6800. So if I subtract it, so 50x goes away. So minus 30y equal to minus 1800. So y becomes, minus goes away. So 1800 by 30, that is 60. Okay, so 60 ml of y I need to mix. If y is 60 ml, then x becomes 100 minus y, 100 minus 60, that is 40 ml. So I need to use 40 ml of x and 60 ml of y. So that is your answer. So let me quickly validate the answer also. Exercise 4.2, yes. So 40 ml of this and 60 ml of this. So here there are two solutions of different concentration. One is 50% and one is 80%. A chemist needs to get 100 ml of new solution which has 68% of concentration. Okay. So what I will say is, I am adding 50% of x. Okay. So 50 by 100 of x plus 80% of y to get a 100 ml of liquid. So 50 by 100, 80 by 100, that becomes a 68 into 100. Into 100 is required because you are getting, if you add these two, you are getting a 100 ml of 68% nature, right? So 50 into x plus 80 into y equals 6800. So if you multiply this with 50, then you can do the elimination method. So that's how you are getting y as 60 ml and x as 40 ml. Okay, this is important problem. Make a note of it. And there is another problem which is a last problem. So that's problem number 10. Suppose you have 12,000 to invest. Okay, suppose you have 12,000 rupees to invest. You have to invest some amount at 10% and the rest at 15%. How much should be invested at each rate to yield 12% of the total amount invested? This is also similar problem to the last one. Okay, so get the equation correct. That's very important. Okay. So problem number 10. A person has 12,000 rupees. And he needs to invest some amount with 10% and the rest with 15%. Let's say he has invested amount x and amount y. Amount x at 10%, amount y at 15%. Okay, so the total amount, the first equation is very simple. Total amount is x plus y, which is 12,000. That's the total amount. Now what he is doing is 10%, with 10% interest he is investing x amount, and with 15% interest he is investing y amount to get 12% on the total amount. Okay, so the next equation becomes 10% of x plus 15% of y to become 12% of the total amount. Total amount is 12,000. Right? So this is the equation number 2. So 10% of x is 10 by 100 into x plus 15 by 100 into y. That becomes 12 by 100 into your total amount of 12,000. So 100s go away. So then that becomes 10x plus 15y equal to 12 into 12 is 144 and then 3 zeros. So 1,44,000. So 10x plus 15y equal to 1,44,000 is your equation number 2, and your first equation is 12 x plus y equal to 12,000. So you can use the elimination method. So the first equation you need to multiply with 10. Okay, 10 is the coefficient here, right? So 10 times it. So the first equation becomes 10x plus 10y equal to 12,000 into 10 is another 0. So 1,20,000 that becomes, and here this becomes 10x plus 15y equal to 1,44,000. Okay, by subtracting. Here minus, so this goes away. So 10y minus 15y, that becomes minus 5y. So minus 5y becomes 1,20,000 minus 1,44,000. That becomes minus 24,000. So minus minus get cancelled. So y becomes 24,000 by 5. So 5 4s 20, then 40, 5 8s 40, and then 2 zeros. So y is 4,800. Y is 4,800. If y is 4,800, then x becomes x plus y equal to 12,000, right? So the x becomes 12,000 minus 4,800. So 12,000 minus 4,800 is 7,200. So 7,200 he is investing with 10% and 4,800 if he invests with 15% and overall he will get 12% of interest. Okay, so let's verify the answer also. With this concludes your 4.3 exercise. In the next session, I will take you some example for the exercise 4.3 and then we will do the exercise. So 2 sessions will cover examples plus the exercise 4.3. So with that we can conclude our base of linear equation chapter. So now I think this is clear. So the important problems are the solutions one, 9th problem and then 10th problem, and also the taxi, that the 4th problem that we did in the exercise 4.2. Okay, so with this I am closing this session. So we will meet in the next session to look into the examples before 4.3 and then the exercise 4.3. Thank you.